Hey everyone, it's Paul from Alexandria Knife Sharpen and Laser Engraving. So today's video is for my laser engraving fans out there. Let's talk about one of the most annoying things is crappy hold down magnets for honeycomb grids. If you guys have ever seen this, honeycomb grids come with, a variety of different types of things that are meant to hold down your material, whether it be woods or acrylics and different things. And there's just some of them are just terrible. So one laser honeycomb grave I have actually gave me these things, which are like, if you've ever seen the inside of like a door panel, this is like used to hold door panels, and then they gave me a tool to pry these things out with. I mean, there's no chance I'm ever going to use something like this. These are absolutely terrible. Now, if my door panel's coming off, I might go grab these, but these are junk. So for a long time, my next favorite that I saw was the one from xTool that came with my xTool laser, and these are pretty good. So it's a magnet with a little square part that goes down. It locks in fairly good. They still can be kind of tough to adjust, and sometimes because of the bars that go through that hold the honeycomb grid together, it wants to hit right on the bar and you can't get it to hold anything down. I found the absolute best magnets for your honeycomb grid from a seller on Etsy. He's Kevin Proctor. It's Kevin P Creations. I will put a link in to his Etsy store so you can go get these things, and let me show them to you. He makes them in different colors. He also has two different sizes, and I'll show you some great uses for the both sizes. But the thin ones like this, and I got another color over here, a blue one, these are fantastic. I mean, really, really awesome. Okay, so let me tell you what he did here. So it's so cool. Each side is set for a different size material, and he was able to even mark the tops. So say you're working with like 3mm basswood or 4mm, you got a 3mm, you have a 4, you have a 5, and a 6mm marked right on the top. And these things hold, I mean, the bottom is this big huge magnet, and these things hold in place like nobody's business. And you don't have to worry about hitting the stupid bars that run through the honeycomb grid. So I'm just going to stop and turn the camera around and kind of show you what I'm talking about. And I'm going to show you the bigger ones, because as you guys know, I do knife engravings. I'm going to show you how I use the big ones even for knife engravings, because they work out really well. And they're just a little bit bigger, so I'll just grab one of those so you can see one of the bigger ones. About 18mm thick, and I believe these are running around 8. I think it's 8.7 or something. And I'll show you why both are fantastic for your lasers. And I'm going to tell you, like, I use these on my S1 40 watt all the time, but I'm telling you, this one is going to solve a huge problem for a lot of people that you run into, and I'm going to show you that one on my Creality Falcon 2 and why I love these. All right, so let's turn the camera around and I'll show you what these can do. Okay, so I'm going to start on my Creality Falcon 2. This is a 4mm piece of walnut, and I'm just going to show you what a lot of times happens if you are trying to get this held down in place. So one of the really challenging things with this style of laser, and probably many of you have run into this, your focus is measured on this particular one with this measuring tool. Some have a little drop down device. It doesn't really matter what type it is, but you have to put this under your material that you're going to measure. I usually like to go the long ways, make sure I'm hitting that whole laser edge there. And then you tighten it down and you remove it. Now, one problem that you have with some magnets is it will hit. So the larger ones, which are totally awesome and almost never are a problem on my xTool S1 40 watt because it actually runs a little bit higher over most material, but a lot of your lasers run very low on your material. So you'll see like this one, if I was to put this on the 4mm setting, I'd have to make sure that I didn't run beyond here because it hits. And I've tried all kinds of other little magnets to hold stuff in place. And I've even had my xTool magnets that have a little pickup thing on them. If I didn't take the care to make sure this was pushed down, I've even had this hit and cause a problem before if the handle was like stuck up or depending on how it was. And like I said, you often run into a problem with these where these little crossbars are. You'll see it won't hold the material down. So a lot of times you're trying to find a spot to put this in, and you get what you have right here where you're hitting the little pipe that goes through there, and this won't go all the way down. And that's where these thin ones are just awesome. So watch this. I can take this thin one and put it on right on this edge, and look, that is really, I mean, it's holding in place with just one, but I can put multiple ones on. So they're so strong. If you have a warped piece of wood, it holds it down really well, which we all know a little bit of warp in wood can ruin your engraving. But let me show you what's so cool about this. Watch this. Yep. It clears the laser head. It doesn't hit and smash the magnet into the laser. And this laser, this Creality Falcon 2, it can be pretty fast. So it's really moving. So you need strong hold down magnets. And it's the same thing with my xTool S1 40 watt. It's got some pretty high speeds, and these high speed lasers that they're coming out with now, you know, they really get traveling, and you know, you need a good solid base, but you also need something holding your material down well, because you don't want it to move. And that's where these come in play. And you can see, it's really held in there, man. That is just not going anywhere. I recommend you get 4. I mean, I got them for all of my lasers because I run multiple lasers at one time. For me, it's worth having a couple of them. It's also great if you get one of those, you know, just bad pieces of material that really needs to be held down on all the sides. You can just take these and put it on all the sides, and you're good to go. That piece is not going anywhere. All right, so now let me show you why I like the large ones for the xTool S1. Let's jump over there. Okay, so here we are over at the xTool S1 laser with my 2 watt infrared engraver on it. And if you ever have to engrave a knife, it's a pain if you can't just throw it down on the honeycomb grid, or on, you know, the if you don't have the grid in there, just on the plain tray. One, it'll be very susceptible to moving around, but 2, as we know, your engraved area, it's super important that it be flat. So one thing that gets in the way is the handle. What's really nice is to have a way to lock your knife in place and raise it above the handle level so that it's level. And that's what's great about these. So these are, as I told you, about 18 millimeters. And I can take this and I can put one of these right on the knife that I'm engraving. And I can put one down here on the tip. And then I can lay it on my laser bed nice and level, and I don't have to worry about the handle making it not flat. So that's one thing that I love about these. Now, the other thing that's great is you have a couple options on locking it down. Now, on this particular one, if you have an xTool laser and you still have your xTool magnets, you can also get one of these magnets in here because of the slots on these for material, you can just lock the magnet down upside down with the xTool magnet. Or the other cool thing is, if you have a good supply of these, you can actually lock it down with the smaller magnet. And that's why I like having both sizes, because the smaller magnet will lock it right in place just like it's a piece of material. And you know, if you wanted to, you can use more than one and get in there and just lock that down in place. And now I don't have to worry about that knife moving when I go do my engraving. And I can just do like I normally do, come over here, mark my height, do my shape of my knife, and then place my laser engraving right on it. And that has just worked out really great for me. That's why I wanted to share this with you guys. So, and there's probably a ton more uses out there for these, but like I said, they are just my favorite. They hold down warped material, they hold down knives, they just really work great. They're just awesome magnets. Let me show you the back side. So they're these big round magnets. I just stick them on the on my toolbox over here so that they're ready to go. And when I need them, I just grab them off of my toolbox. So that's it. I wanted to share that with you. I will put the link in the description to the video. A lot of times people don't notice it, but usually you'll see the word "and more" showing at the bottom of the video. Click that and you'll see a paragraph with the description of the video and links if we want to leave links to stuff, and I will put the links in so that you can go buy these from Kevin Proctor. He's the creator of them, and they are truly the best magnets out there for, I think, pretty much just about every laser out there uses or can use really great hold down magnets if you're doing any kind of cutting on a honeycomb grid. Have a great day, everybody, and thanks for checking out this video.